Is it safe? Kiwi, are you sleeping? Oh, good.
Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Katamari Damacy, where we will not talk about things that will make you shun me and the king deny me a royal rainbow. We're gonna make Virgo. I don't remember what Virgo is.
What is it? It's lacking a certain something. Is it our royal present? No, that's not it. Oh, yes, we get it. Prettiness. This sky is not pretty at all. It's rough and masculine, possibly sweaty. It must be beautiful like I, the king of all cosmos. What we want is pure, girlish prettiness. There should be loads of maidens like those on Earth. Collect the maidens, Prince. Sending things to Earth.
We're just gonna kidnap all the women from Earth? Is that the idea?
Oh, be still, my heart. The Earth is full of pretty maidens, pretty maidens. This is another lucky day for the prince. Days like this don't come along often. Roll up as many as you can and make a maiden-rich Katamari as you can. For a beautiful constellation, for a super fab, pretty scout. Oh, wow. Wow, she really did that to you, didn't she, Prince? That was rude. What, we just wanted to kidnap her and all the females of her race. I don't understand what that was about. Most Earth maidens are easily bored, so you only have 11 minutes. We look forward to it, frisky, frisky Prince.
Oh my gosh. This is gonna be an episode.
You know, I just thought about something. Don't let the queen know about this. I might get in trouble, and no one wants to see the queen when she's angry at me. I most certainly don't want to see the queen when she's angry at me.
All right, so we're just gonna go on a kidnapping adventure. It's a good thing this police officer is here not doing his job. Oh, these are teenagers. We can't steal teenagers. Only little girls right now. This is fine. This is absolutely normal.
We'll give them ice cream. That'll make them love us. Yes, Prince.
Okay. I am going to go back to talking about Nintendo 64 games that I have some sort of relationship or experience with, because last episode's topic was a little concerning, and this episode has started off even potentially more concerning. Like, one is built from a location of self-loathing and self-destructive, let's say, tendencies around food. This is just, we are kidnapping every female that we come across, and that has bad vibes. And you know what Katamari is known for? Good vibes. Good vibes only on this playthrough. So, what or not, well, I'm giving it away. What game gives the most good vibes on the N64 that I can think of at this exact moment? I would argue Pokemon Snap. Because, oh, we're playing Lonely Rolling Star. Hold on, I got a vibe for a second. Okay, I should probably say something, but Kiwi, you understand, this is the, like, vibinest song of the entire game, and it is my favorite song of the entire game. Just stealing an entire children's choir, this is fun. It's such a good song, it's so happy, and it's so chill, too. It's like, it is a song that perfectly just fits the feeling of Katamari. I guess kidnapping a lot of women also does, but in a weird way. Anyway. All right, Pokemon Snap. Pokemon Snap was a game I loved as a kid. No surprise there, I was obsessed with Pokemon. I have pathologic knowledge of all things Pokemon nowadays. But more importantly, Pokemon Snap was one of those weird games where you, like, my first experience, or rather for me, where my first experience with it was renting it from Blockbuster. Just like another game I talked about that I can't remember the name. Oh, you know what, Hey You Pikachu. I rented it from Blockbuster, and then I think I ended up owning it after the fact. I love the game so much that I asked for it for a present, probably. I don't really remember how I acquired the game, but certainly the point being is it made its way into my life and never left once it entered. And my goodness, was I so happy when Pokemon announced they were going to make a new, like a remake of it, or not a remake, but like a reboot of it on the Switch. And I played the heck out of that game. We made some amazingly cursed photos together. Basically, the idea was Kiwi and I would alternate playing levels, and then I would go to the photo editor after the fact and make just abominations that I'm so prone to making. Like, you could see the early tendrils of the Lorenz hole slowly creeping up in that Pokemon Snap playthrough, Kiwi. And that was a sentence that I hopefully will never utter again. The tendrils creeping up from the Lorenz hole. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the point being is I love Pokemon Snap. It's such a fun game, and it was really creative with how they took the Pokemon formula but made it its own thing, and on the rails photo game. Might also, it very much likely explains my love of photography related games in the first place. Like Paparazzi, whenever it ends up on the channel, before or after this playthrough gets uploaded fully, probably after. Like I said, I have a plan for when I'm gonna upload it.
You wrecked the annual physical.
The annual physical? I assume they were. Did we take a doctor? I'm not sure. Anyway, the point being is, I don't know what the point was. I've completely lost my train of thought with that one. Thanks, King. Anyway, I love Pokemon Snap, and so they were very creative with their level design. They really took a different. I love the Pokemon spin-off games in general. They're very creative with taking a IP that I love and things that I know, and building on the world that already exists. Pokemon Snap created new interactions for the Pokemon, took things from the Pokedex entries potentially to kind of contextualize them in a gamified form where they couldn't do it in the normal games. Like, you get all of these really interesting lore drops of Pokemon in the Pokedex from their descriptions, but you don't really get to see them enacted in the game usually. You get the Pokedex description, and then, unless it's in the anime, that's about all you get as like as a conclusion to whatever that Pokedex says. It's just flavor text, but it doesn't actually equate to anything gameplay related in most instances. But Pokemon Snap got to play a bit more. Like, you can see Pokemon that like to live in their floral environments being in a floral environment, or a water environment, seeing them interact with their environment, being hunted by prey species Pokemon, or a predator species Pokemon, that sort of thing. It was really cool. And there were all those secrets that you had to find to get access to new levels, as well as just find Pokemon that you wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. I think the classic example would be the Magikarp that becomes a Gyarados, and I think what it was is I think you could find Dragonite. There was a way to find Dragonite in a special means by, I think, hitting a Magikarp or Starmie or Staryu or something in a whirlpool, or maybe it was just throwing, you know what it was? It was throwing your apples into the whirlpool, if I recall. Kiwi probably doesn't have much context for this. I don't know. I don't actually know. Kiwi, have you played the original Pokemon Snap? I assume not. Okay, so Kiwi has played the original Pokemon Snap, but it was only very briefly, and it was with my mom and I. So it was not her first experience was probably like 8 years ago, or I guess slightly less than 8 years ago, but somewhere in the last decade. Certainly not growing up with it as a kid like I did, which is fair. I mean, but nonetheless, I'm glad we got to play that together. It's a cozy game. It's absolutely a cozy game, and it's very fun. It's cute, and it can be very stressful at times because you are on the rails, which means your time limit for getting things accomplished is limited. All right, Kiwi, where's all the women's at?
That group photo was a bust.
Anyway, let's see. Do I have anything else to say about Pokemon? I guess, or Pokemon Snap specifically. I guess let's keep going on the N64 Pokemon tangent. So there were a couple Pokemon-themed games that I played on the N64. Let's go with, what was it? Pokemon Trozy, I think was what it was called. I never played that one. And Pokemon, I'm forgetting what it's called. Pokemon something League. Kiwi, quick to the list. What was the name of the game? It's like Pokemon Puzzle League. There we go. Kiwi didn't say it. I just remembered it. Woohoo. Pokemon Puzzle League and Pokemon Trozy, I don't really remember too well. I only played them at friend's house. But those were, I think they were kind of like Tetris adjacent type Pokemon games. Like, they were Pokemon with a Puyo Puyo or a Tetris sort of vibe to them. I can't remember them well enough. Like I said, I only ever got to play them at houses of friends, so I didn't really get to play them too much. But I remember, like, I just remember, I think it was Pokemon Puzzle League probably. You could pick which trainer you played as, and then you didn't like actually do anything with them. They just had voice lines whenever you got like a point up or something, or like completed. Oh, we are clipped into that hole. They only had voice line. You basically picked characters to give voice lines in response to actions that you completed in the game. I know we're supposed to be collecting maidens, but I feel like we have run out. Where are ladies? You're a man. Oh, here. You can join the lady sphere. Oh no, Kiwi. Never mind. I'm not gonna even go down that weird rabbit hole.
Parent teacher day was a bust.
Oh, hello, cakes. And lady who makes the cakes. And female statue. We got girl statue.
There are too many 3 ladies in waiting.
I don't have the context for that, but I do know that actually, I've never really heard the phrase ladies in waiting until we watched Apothecary Diary. Like, I get it. They're people who are probably like they're either the, what do they call, the vassals, or the handmaidens, or I guess I still don't know. I don't know if they're specific to women who are pregnant, or if they're just generally
One of our royal presents.
oh, I got a present apparently.
You found it. Yes, you did. But sure to keep it in the Katamari. Be sure to keep it in the Katamari till the end.
I wonder if I dropped it immediately because I did see things flying out of me there. Unfortunate if I did drop it. I think we're at the point where we've largely gotten most of the things on the stage, at least that I can find. There's a lady on a car. There's a lady. Come to me, lady. Oh, she's running. She's running. Or I guess she's rolling, but she'll be rolling in a different way soon enough. You're not escaping me. There we go. Got her. No, really. Wow, this lady is hard to catch. I'm gonna get you. All right, we got her. I hear her screaming. We got her. That's how you know you got a lady. You hear her. Oh, look, it's a witch. I wonder if that's Kiki's Delivery Service reference. There was another lady. Oh, she came to us. How nice of her. All right. That is quite the sound. Are you ladies? There were two ladies up there. Excellent. Anyway, I don't think I have too much to say about those Pokemon spin-off games, but I do recognize that they existed, and I think they're solid games, but they're definitely not in my top list of Nintendo 64 games, to say the least. You are sunbathing, but not for much longer. This umbrella is doing an excellent job of protecting you, though. Gotcha. We got Bikini Girl, Kiwi. I'm gonna get her. Come on. Okay, there we go. Mission accomplished. Women abduction accomplished. This is concerning. Anyway, what else is there? What else is there to say? I guess... All right, let's move off of... Let's go to the other Pokemon games that I absolutely do have a ton of time playing. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. My gosh, the hours that I sunk into those games. Mini games are the place I'm going to start talking about. Start from about talking. Just because our...
Panic reigns at the beauty pageant. Panic reigns at the beauty pageant. Agent, what?
I spent so much time playing those mini games and then making custom battles between myself and my friends and my sister. I spent a lot of time in Pokemon Stadium 1 in particular, but also Pokemon Stadium 2 with my sister. Good times. I see a police officer. You're mine, police officer. I feel like there is one woman left. Oh, we lost police officer. Police officer reacquired. But I don't know, man. I'm trying to think. I think my favorite minigame from Pokemon Stadium 1 was likely the mash A and B button with the Voltorbs and Electrodes, where you have to mash as fast as possible to charge a battery, and whoever mashed harder wins. No, actually, I take that back. The Lickitung level. Oh my gosh, the sushi bar Lickitung level, hands down my favorite level. 1 second.
Oh, be still, my heart. We must hurry, or the maidens will be bold, and the wife will find out. Quickly, quickly, we'll take the pretty rainbow back. Royal Rainbow, Kiwi! Royal Rainbow! Royal Rainbow!
She's forgiven me for the last episode. Thank you, Kiwi.
We smell it. There's a scent of maidens everywhere. It fills the cosmic space. Of course, there's 179 of them. Wonderful. The sky will be much more pretty, but of course, we will still be far, far prettier. Have you seen my tights? Have you seen my prismatic nose, my glorious crown, my mustache? I am beauty incarnate. Yeah, this is our royal present. Guess what? Guess what this is? It's a
Rabbit shirt top.
Alrighty, let's just release it into the sky. Hawaii researcher, roll up the beautiful maidens in the town.
Here we go.
Oh, I feel it. I feel the cosmos. Virgo is back, the constellation of love.
Oh, it's Aphrodite. Yeah, that makes sense.
So pretty.
Actually, no, that was Venus. Never mind. I wonder what Virgo's relationship is to Greek mythology or Roman mythology, if there is any at all. All right, we've got time for one more level. Let's head right in. So, Pokemon Stadium, I remember was a little bit better balanced than Pokemon of the first generation in the base games. They fixed some of the game-breaking issues like crit chance scaling with movements with speed stat, I believe.
Oh, Saint Banu. Have you ever been to Mongolia? We were there just yesterday. We hope you can visit during the days of rolling, like that's possible. Oh yes, almost forgot. Oh yes. A royal present for your cousins on the space mushroom. That's what we were thinking, but then we dropped it on Earth. We got a new one, so the new one on Earth is yours. Must be around somewhere, so roll it up while you're at it.
I'm losing his voice. I'm losing my voice. It's a good thing Kiwi made me tea to drink for later.
Sending things to Earth. Today you'll be rolling around the world. The Katamari should be... let's see.
Hi, guy on balloons and with a sky shirt. Okay, bye.
The Katamari should be... let's see. Around a smooth 30 meters. We can believe in you for 20 minutes in Earth time.
Kiwi, these levels are getting long. Guess this is going to be a long episode.
But any longer than that, and even the king of all cosmos can't be expected to wait. We look forward to a nice Katamari, underachieving prince.
All right, let's grab these flowers before we just jump off. Oh, it's the da-da-ba-da. It's a love song. I like this song. It's oh my goodness, we got some, oh my goodness. Katamari goes crazy. We're going everywhere here. Oh, I'm stuck. Sir, that is not how you ride. Actually, this is not how you're supposed to ride those rocking horses, but this is absolutely how I rode them as a kid too, so I cannot judge. I actually I remember going to the what are they called? The playgrounds as a kid. They had a couple of those in the playgrounds where I lived, and I would just lay on them like that and go back side to side instead of back and forth like you're supposed to, like a normal child. I think the early signs of me being a little bit, let's say, avant-garde as a kid were there. My parents maybe just comfortably ignored them, and now we're just a little surprised by how crazy I am as an adult. I mean, objectively, I'm pretty tame, and I can wear a professional face very well, but, you know, when I let the Unhinged come out, that's what gives us the Lorenz hole, Kiwi. Anyway, I digress. Pokemon Stadium 1, let's start with that. So, I mean, Pokemon Generation 1, as Kiwi, I'm sure you are aware from my rambles in the Pokemon Shining Pearl playthrough, was a rampant, very unbalanced space, and Pokemon Stadium did set to help some of that. They made the sleep cause for competitive, which has been, to this day, a very important staple of competitive Pokemon, namely, only one Pokemon can be asleep in a party at a time. I don't believe that was in all games until it was made commonplace by just people who understood the value of balance in sleep, because sleep has been broken for a long time. Breloom, for example, in Gen 4 competitive Pokemon, just like with its 100% accuracy Spore into Dynamic Punch combo, was a devastating force that just made people realize, you know what, maybe we just don't want sleep at all. And actually, in recent developments of competitive, I believe, they have outright banned sleep from a viable competitive mechanic because it's just too broken and too unfun to play against. And I think that's really the most important thing, is sleep is just not fun to play against. You waiting for an RNG chance for your Pokemon to wake up. And Gen 5 in particular, Gen 5 was where sleep was objectively at its worst, because if you switched out while your Pokemon was asleep, the sleep counter reset and you were guaranteed to sleep for another 2 turns. It was just not fun to play. So I objectively agree with the nerf to sleep that have accumulated over the course of both just iterations of the generational format to begin with, but also the competitive scene as well, because outside of casual play, it is not really a fun mechanic to play against. And freeze, at least there was a chance you could thaw, especially if you got hit by a fire type move, but you'd have to really set yourself up for success on that, predict your opponent using a fire type move to get thawed out. So even then, I maintain that freeze is another just debilitating mechanic. As a whole, Pokemon status ailments are frustrating to contend with because they just they deny you the ability to play, and if there's an RNG chance of being able to play, fine, I'm willing to give that, like paralysis, attraction. They give you a set chance of failing to move, but not a guarantee. But I mean, there were strategies in Gen 1 Pokemon and is a little bit afterwards too, where the strategy was you knew you were guaranteed at least 1 or 2 turns of sleep. Or maybe this was Gen 5 where it was the issue, I forget. My my generational knowledge of Pokemon is limited to some degree by my lack of having engaged with it in a while. But there were strategies where basically you would just, when you had a vibe of I'll use Gen 5 as an example. After you slept your opponent, you knew you had 2 guaranteed turns of their Pokemon being asleep. And then after those 2 turns, or if they had a chance of waking up, you would just spam the sleep move again so that they would wake up, and then as soon as they woke up, you would put them to sleep again. It was gross. It was gross. It was not fun. It was anti-fun. So I wholeheartedly agree with the decision to effectively ban it. Anyway, that's not really the point we're trying to talk about. We're trying to talk about Pokemon Stadium, and I think if anyone's going to talk about Pokemon Stadium, they're going to talk about the mini games. So I think there were like 9 mini games in Pokemon Stadium 1, if I recall, because I kind of have like a vague recollection of the layout of the mini game selection menu. I'm slowly losing my voice. I can feel it. Definitely going to need to drink some tea after this one. But there was the Metapod Harden minigame where you could sometimes get Kakuna. I think there was a secret trick for getting Kakuna if you like held a certain button before loading into the minigame on your controller. That game was just a timing-based one. I think there was a little bit of a rhythm-based mechanic to it, but it was largely just timing-based. And I remember liking it more and more as I grew up because I understood what timing was. Timing I was definitely better at timing, but not rhythm. I've never been good at rhythm-based games in any capacity. It's why I just don't play them in general and probably will never play them on the channel. I zen out to rhythm minigames too easily and get like zoned out and then forget what I'm even doing in the first place. And then on top of that, I don't enjoy them generally. Like if they have an aesthetic that's fun to enjoy, come on. Oh my goodness, I'm losing everything just to slip through this hole. Jeesh. Collision, as always, is rough. Anyway, I digress. These boats look like they'll help me get back to size, please. Nope, too big. Unfortunate. Fish will help. That's a lot of fish. Anyway, the issue I had was largely I can't keep a beat, I can't keep a rhythm very good at all. That's always been an issue for me. But when it comes to like the timing of combat or minigames that aren't a rhythm, it's technically still a rhythm when you look at it objectively, but my brain doesn't see it that way, and it's just a back and forth 1, 2, 1, 2, and I can do that fine. It's why I'm really good at parry-based games. So it's odd. I guess you would think it requires the same skill or the same nuance, but for some reason my brain partitions them differently, and I'm just better at it that way. I'm better at those things. Whatever the reason may be, it is just a very consistent and well-observed reality for me in video games. Hello, Cow Circle. I acquire all your cows. Thank you. But be that as it's may, the Harden minigame from Pokemon Stadium, for context here, it was basically a volcano shot rocks at your Pokemon. They were standing in a line to the beat of the song, and you had to press A to harden. And if you hardened, your Pokemon would block the damage from the falling rock.
3 meters, still just a baby. Just a wee babe.
Anyway, so basically you had an HP bar, and every time you failed to block a falling rock, you would take some damage. And that was the basic idea. You had to outlast your opponents by taking the least amount of damage. A perfectly timed guard would block the damage in its entirety. I think you still took a minor amount of chip damage. That way the game wouldn't go on infinitely, and someone would eventually have to either draw if everyone played perfectly, or it would end sooner if people ran out of HP. That sounds right in my head. I don't know for certain that's how it was, but that sounds correct to me. Oh good, we can acquire boats and fences now. We're gonna get a lot of size here. Anyway, so that was the basic notion of that minigame. I was pretty good at it. I had, like I said, as long as it wasn't an actual rhythm game, I was pretty solid at timing-based minigames. I remember Mario Party had several of those, and I usually was very consistent because I learned the timing. I guess that's the thing. It's like not necessarily the timing of it. It's the relationship of things relative to whatever I'm trying to guard. If I can know I get a very consistent timing, or like remember the positioning or the sound associated with it, I can parry reliably. So, I mean, look at my fight with Agong. By the time I got to the final fight I had against Agong in 9 Souls, I was parrying most of her attacks and dodging the rest, and it felt really satisfying to do so. I digress. So that's one of many mini games. And a lot of the mini games in Pokemon Stadium 1, I will acknowledge, were kind of mashing games. I loved the Sandshrew digging where you had to mash the trigger buttons. I do also very distinctly remember having much more of a struggle with that compared to the mash A and B buttons from the Voltorb battery charging minigame. They both scratch a similar itch of mashing, but the triggers are just so much harder to mash reliably because they have a lot more, I guess, the space between the triggers being pressed and being registered is much greater than the A or B button. Not to mention with the A and B button, you could do the classic please let me through, please let me through. Game, come on now. I need to stop going over here until I'm too big, until I'm much larger. That was so frustrating. I lost so much. Wow. But where was I? The nature of the trigger buttons is that they have more space, I guess, between the surface of the button and it being depressed enough to register a count as a button press. On top of that, they also had the nature of the A and B button being back and forth, so you could just take your finger and rub back and forth really fast between the two buttons. And the triggers, you couldn't do that, so it's just a slower mashing, and so I guess that felt less satisfying for that reason too, perhaps. Whatever the reason may be, I do think overall the Sandshrew minigame aesthetically I like more because I love the idea of like digging into the ground until you couldn't see yourself anymore. But mechanically, definitely Voltorb button mashing was better. We can definitely get through here. We are well above 3 meters. My goodness, we are late to the party over here. Hello, town with spinning buildings and many a truck. Prepare to be consumed by the ever-growing Katamari. Oh, or not. Not yet. We lost some people. It's okay. We'll get them back. We will get them back. Let's see, what else is there? So, I mentioned it before, the Lickitung Sushi Bar minigame. Hands down my favorite minigame of Pokemon Stadium 1. Basically, you're on a merry-go-round. You're a bunch of Lickitung standing in the middle of a merry-go-round sushi bar sort of thing. It's constantly spinning and dishes are placed on it. And there was the spicy tuna that you wanted to avoid because if you ate the spicy tuna, your Lickitung's tongue would light on fire and you wouldn't be able to eat more food for a little while. There was a cooldown for eating in the first place, but it was a much longer cooldown if you grabbed the spicy tuna. There was a reward for eating the same thing multiple times, so I guess it kind of scratched that same itch that Yoshi's story tickled, I suppose, in collecting one of the same thing until you had too many of the same thing to maximize points. And there were certain things that just were the most points. If I recall, it was eel, I think, was the sushi that gave the most points, perhaps. Not 100% sure on that, but I suspect that was the case. I only have vague memories. It's been so long since I've played any of these games, and one day I will get NSO and play on the virtual console, I guess, and go down a very long nostalgia trip with Kiwi, I imagine. That'll be really fun if I start bringing classic Nintendo games to the channel at some point or another. And promise you this, Kiwi, I promise you this, I will do that at some point. I just feel like it will probably be when I get a Switch 2, and then I'll go all in on NSO with that, just so that I have the nicer hardware processing power. Not that I need it. And the higher resolution screen will be nice too. I wonder which game of my past I would play first. Obviously we have Mario 3D All-Stars, and all 3 of the games on that will get played on this channel at some point because Kiwi loves falling asleep to Mario platformers. I feel like I kind of almost want to play Mario Odyssey first. It's just such a wonderful game. And I can get so much out of that game. There's so much to do.
12 meters, still in diapers.
Oh, thanks, King. Well, now that we can grab trees, we are going to grow extremely fast. Trees rank up our size so fast. We can't get the big trees just yet, so a little bit more to go before we're really going to be ranking up fast, but nonetheless. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? So what are the, so again, the Lickitung minigame, I think that's really the core of it. It was just eating food. Of course, the food-related minigame was my favorite minigame back then. Were there any other minigames that stood out to me? There was I remember the hypnosis level. As a kid, I was afraid of being hypnotized. I was just like, the idea of someone controlling my mind and making me do things really freaked me out. So whenever I played the hypno level, or the drowsy and hypno level, I actually played it with my eyes closed. It was another rhythm/timing based game, but I got the timing down pretty consistently, again with audio cues, so I would close my eyes and play the game with my eyes closed so that I wouldn't be hypnotized by the hypno and drowsy. As funny as that is. Oh hey, it's the bear store again. It's smaller than it was last time. Can we get it? Nope, still too big. That looks like a large cluster of mushrooms. Let's see, can we go over this way? I want your mushrooms, sir. Give me mushroom L, mushroom large. Okay, hold on, let's get as close to the wall as we can before we try to climb up it. There we go. I dropped a bunch of mushrooms just to get a bunch of mushrooms, but it's fine. Let's go ahead and grab these solar panels, I presume, and the shark. Oh, never mind. Aggressive boat says no solar panels for Jeff. We're getting out of here before we get hit again. Never mind, we got hit again. Still can't acquire bear. We will come back for you, bear store. Don't you worry. Oh, I am stuck. Hey, I really need a rolling start to get up hills in this game. It's weird. You cannot climb hills at all on a low speed setting, it seems. Oh, you know what? There's a whole area over there that I haven't been able to explore. Let's go over this way. Can I roll faster? Okay, maybe the way the roll works in this game is you keep rolling until you launch. You don't have to mash the sticks very quickly at all. Giant squid! Too big. But these boats aren't. All these boats will lead to squid eventually. All right, let's see. What else is there to chat about from Pokemon Stadium 1 specifically? I don't know if I have too much more to say, so let's talk about Pokemon Stadium 2 minigames. The Golbat level I really like. Jinx was blowing kisses and you had to collect hearts and not run into Magnemite that would electrify you. That was fun. That was classic. I remember like mashing A. Oh, you know what? I really liked the cutting challenge. It was another timing-based game, believe it or not, but this one was much more reactionary, so there was no rhythm understanding requirement. It was the Scyther and Pincer minigame, where you had to press A with perfect timing to chop a falling log at an exact marked place, and the closer you got to the mark, the more points you got. I love that one. I think part of the reason I loved it was because it had very Japanese coded sound effects, like the yo. I can't even recreate it, but I think it's it's a sound effect associated with, I think, sumo, perhaps, or maybe it's just a quintessential. This is the sound of a game that's about to start in any Japanese context. I don't really know for sure. But let's see if I can climb up this building and get into this town area, because if I can, I'm gonna get a lot of stuff. Whoa, okay, that was, oh, I don't even know. I didn't notice that billboard that we just collected that was on the building we were rolling up, but this is gonna bump up our size rapidly. There we go. A whole, what, like 5 meters in like 1 second. Let's go over here and grab these trees. I like trees, Kiwi. There was that is one of my favorite interactions I have had with you, Kiwi, was just the moment you told me you like trees in the most pure, unfiltered way possible while we were out on a walk, and I'm just like, this is so cute, this is so pleasant, it's so genuine, and I don't know.
Oh, what a nice Katamari. Aggressive yet good-natured.
Yeah, that's like Kiwi. That's like Kiwi. Kiwi's aggressive but good-natured, I think. I shouldn't end that sentence with I think.
But we would love to have a much bigger, nicer Katamari. We'll leave you to your work then. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da-ba-da.
I should learn the lyrics to this song. It's so cozy. It's just like swing, or like, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Lounge. It's lounge jazz, but it's just so cozy lounge jazz while we're rolling up the world. Listen to everyone scream as they enjoy jazz. It's funny because I remember, I think it was Fairly Odd Parents as a show when I was growing up, made a joke about how everyone hates jazz. It may have been that everyone hates banjos, but I think it was both, honestly. Like there was some show or game that I experienced as a kid where they were absolutely bashing on jazz. And so it's funny because I've genuinely acquired a taste for jazz, as Patrick Starr would have been quite happy about. Perhaps freeform jazz, but jazz either way. And I have a friend who is a professional jazz musician, and I think I mentioned him before on the channel. He played at Disney World. He's done gigs on Disney cruises, I think. Like, he is a genuine professional that is like doing incredible stuff with his music. And here I am with just this, because of whatever the show or game or whatever it was that I experienced as a kid had against jazz, I just have this implicit bias against jazz regardless. I'm gonna get up here. You can't stop me spinning lizard monster. Is that Godzilla? Oh, it's you know what? It's Ultraman, or I think he's called not Superman or whatever. They have a name for him that's Katamari specific. I heard about it in a Katamari analysis video, and I can't remember what it is anymore, but he does have a name. Maybe we'll be able to collect him on this episode and find out. But anyway, I digress. It's like, I really do love jazz, and I now recognize the technical mastery of music that a lot of jazz requires to perform well. I mean, I don't necessarily understand the nuance of it beyond it is difficult, but that doesn't mean I can't appreciate that it is difficult for those who are practiced and talented in their field. Like, for example, this friend who was a jazz musician was talking about how many, I think it's time signature changes there are in the opening theme song of Cowboy Bebop. It's called Tank. The song is called Tank. It is a very difficult song to play, apparently. I wouldn't understand why, but I can appreciate that if someone who can do such incredible things professionally says even for them it's difficult, I can understand that. And I mean, it makes sense. Like, if you listen to the song, there are a lot of moments in the song where the pace and maybe the key changes. I don't know enough to say for certain, but I will gladly acknowledge that it's likely very difficult, and to anyone who can play that song well, cool, good for you, you're awesome. I'm not trying to sound sarcastic here, even if it's probably coming off that way. It's really cool when there are people who are good at what they do, and they do what they're good at, and they make a profession out of it, or just even as a hobby, you know? It's like, I guess for me, as simple as it is, there are things that I'm good at, and I'm not always cognizant of it, but when I do recognize, hey, that was actually pretty awesome, I pulled that off, and I'm kind of impressed that I could in the first place, there is a sense of satisfaction for myself. And it's also satisfying to see what people who are good at their craft can do and feel satisfied for them, I guess. There's satisfaction in knowing that someone can do something incredible, I guess is how I want to phrase it. With a question mark, I suppose.
You have 1 minute left.
But yeah, I mean, that's why I want to learn more artistic and creative outlet type things. Like, it's been so fun learning to crochet more with you, Kiwi, and I've been humoring the thought of learning Blender a little bit, having just learned baseline animation on Krita in the last year. But honestly, I feel like I want to do more just drawing-based animation first before I dip into Blender. They likely have some overlap, but I think there's a lot more that I can learn before I move on to the next skill. I just don't know what I want to animate. I mean, I know what I want to animate. I don't know what I want to animate that I have the skill set to be comfortable and proud of, and like not do the thing that we both are very prone to doing, Kiwi and I, of setting our expectations and our goals far above what our current understanding of our craft would permit. But there are definitely things I would like to do. Going further. Oh, we never got the bear house. Shoot. It's too late. I can't get it.
Alrighty, stop what you're doing. We have plans to get together with your cousin, so we'll go back to space now. Royal Rainbow. Kiwi?
Kiwi, Royal Rainbow. Royal Rainbow!
Oh, that was delicious. 56 meters, 62 centimeters, 8 millimeters. We are moved to tears by the size of this thing. This is so incredible. Happy, happy, so happy. We want to turn it into a star right now. The thing that you collected the most of is plants. You have a green thumbprints. You have a green everything, except for your pants. You're green all over the place. No wonder you like them. They look like you, I guess. My Earth really is full of things. We will now release it into the sky. World Meister, you now have the world in the palm of my hand.
All right, let's get our plot of the family. Called off. Oh, wait. Called off. Called off.
Look, isn't that Dad running this way? Dad!
There's no launch today.
Oh no, after we came all this way to see your launch.
Well, the moon's disappeared.
My word, it really is gone. Let me see, I want to see.
All right, Kiwi. I'm gonna go drink some tea and give my throat a break, and I'm gonna go clean the fridge. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this, just doing a purge of all the things that are rotting in there and wiping off the shelves from all the things that are rotting in there. Our fridge isn't actually that gross, although based on the last episode, maybe I shouldn't say anything. I'm looking forward to cleaning out this fridge and having space to put things in and having things look tidier. It's going to be satisfying to me. Anyway, with all that said, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. One last time, Kiwi, Royal Rainbow. Royal Rainbow. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Rest well, my dear. Until next time.